This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with a daily wrestling news update for you. I did a great interview with Kurt Fuller from No Holds Barred earlier today, who's also in Wayne's World, Ghostbusters 2, Scary Movie, Supernatural, Psych, a hell of a lot of others. I'd suggest checking it out. Dynamite was up a little bit this past week, 0.29 from San Francisco. So I did mention last night that Tony Khan did announce that CM Punk is officially returning for the Collision show, which I think is around June 17th, debuting at Chicago. There actually hasn't been any ticket sales formally announced yet. I guess we'll find out in the Observer. David Piper's doing great. She's right beside me sleeping. But I guess we'll know more tomorrow. It definitely wasn't an instant sellout. The last time Punk wrestled for AEW in Chicago, it was at the Wintrust Arena in front of about 3,500 fans. The 51-year-old Rock is going to return to the role of Luke Hobbs in the next Fast and Furious movie, Fast and Furious 11. Of course, John Cena was also in Fast and Furious 10, and The Rock appeared as Luke Hobbs in the closing credits, but he's been in a feud with Vin Diesel since 2016. At one point, he said he'd never be back, but apparently they've fixed things. Kale Dixon, who I've never heard of before, but he's part of NXT since 2022, is going to be on ABC's The Bachelorette. Ted DiBiase, who's facing some serious legal issues lately, as well as his sons, related to, I guess, misuse of money that was supposed to feed the needy, but went to his church instead. I mean, he hasn't been found guilty yet. He's just been accused, from what I know. So who knows? But he says he's suffering from brain trauma, like pretty much all wrestlers, including myself. It's a very rough business. Apparently, Alexa Bliss has been pregnant since March, but her contract has been extended since she started taking the time off for Masked Singer, so she's not going to be a free agent anytime soon. Just like Drew McIntyre, who people were speculating was going to debut at Double or Nothing for AEW, but he's still under contract until the end of the year, is my knowledge. But he's been off since about WrestleMania with some sort of injury or illness. People take time off a lot easier nowadays, but apparently the time that he's been off will be tacked on to the end of his contract. Still nothing new since it was reported Bray Wyatt was taken off of the eternal WWE roster. Apparently they just did the brand split, but they're already switching people back and forth. Why they continue to do this brand split other than to get ratings for the brand split episode, that's the only thing I can figure. It would make more sense to me to have all the best wrestlers on the shows and produce the best matches rather than have watered down shows. We posted a podcast with John Paz and Kevin Sullivan talking about Rick Rude today on this channel. Wade Keller is reporting supposedly that the deal between AEW and Warner Brothers Media is supposed to be between 240 to 300 million a year to have Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite on their stations and have all the AEW content exclusive to them in the US. There's still no news if Collision is going to air in Canada or the UK. Double or Nothing apparently hurt NXT's viewership. There's mixed reaction to whether it was good or not, but most people seem to say last year's was better. Matt Jackson stepped on some thumbtacks during a match, and apparently when they tried to pull some of them out of his foot, the needles got stuck in his foot, which I can imagine how bad that would suck. But for the amount of money they make, that's a small price to pay. The gate was lower than last year's Double or Nothing as well. Dynamite Kid's brother passed away. KSW, the European MMA League, has a stadium show this weekend that over 45,000 tickets have been sold. Their record is 58,000. They definitely don't have testing in that league, seemingly, by the look of the size of their fighters. But things are always more relaxed in Europe, it seems like. They did have Billy Graham's funeral today as well. And yes, I agree. They should put a banner up in the rafters of Madison Square Garden for superstar Billy Graham. He truly deserves that. He does hold a 95% sellout rate of Madison Square Garden, which would actually be a 100% sellout rate if they were still doing if they were doing the 12,500 sellouts of today. Back then, it was around 21, 22,000 a sellout. And oftentimes he also sold out the felt form. And his non-sellouts were over 17,000. So that's incredible. So I'll close this off with a clip from Mr. Brill himself from No Holds Barred, the one and only Kurt Fuller, who I interviewed today. And he's appearing in Connecticut until June 11th on this play that's about wrestling, where he's playing a Vince McMahon type character. And he's signing autographs apparently free for people that come to this. So if I would love to see it, if I was in that area, it sounds good. And he's a great actor and was a great wrestler. He could have been a great wrestling character, but obviously he did just fine working for the likes of Woody Allen and working with Jack Nicholson, Adam Sandler, and all these megastars, Meg Ryan, etc. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Help me get to 400,000. My next goal now that we crossed 360,000. Have a great night.
All right. Now you listen to me. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a pussy. Go see Masters of Puppets at the Legacy Shut up! At the Legacy Theater in Brantford, Connecticut. LegacyTheater.com, you jackasses!
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to